Hey now, what is this? What's going on? That's right, we have RoXolid Radio. This is the first episode. Kind of recently put a poll out on the interwebs and asked if there'd be any interest if I did kind of a podcast kind of thing. And the idea is what you are hearing now. Now, there's going to be a couple different ways you're going to be able to see, watch, listen, whatever you want to do it. So first and foremost, if you are a Patreon subscriber, you will actually get the video of this. If you are just a regular subscriber to YouTube, you will have the audio as you're listening here. And I am looking to see if there is a way that I can go ahead and upload to like an iTunes or something like that. But for right now, those are going to be the two primary ways to see and hear. And again, only Patreons will actually see the video, which is going to be me either sitting, like right now I'm sitting in my car over my lunch hour trying to go through what we have here. So that's what RoXolid Radio is going to be kind of format-wise. What it's going to be, we're going to talk about things that are new, that are now shipping, that we're going to be doing on the channel. We're going to talk about more than just gaming, too. We're going to get into nerd culture as well. Star Wars, Star Trek, comic books, basically things that just interest me in general. We're going to talk about news, things that are debuting, shipping, releasing, just announced. Talk about production, where I'm at with certain things, where they are. And then also kind of have some recommendations for some other content I think you should check out. So why am I doing this? Well, first and foremost, part of it is sometimes it's just a hell of a lot of work to go ahead and set up a proper RoXolid Productions video. This allows me to not worry generally about the visuals and just roll out the audio. I've done podcasting in the past for 3.5, 4 years. I was actually the producer, director, editor, whatever you want to call it, host of a podcast called the RC Cast when I worked for Horizon Hobby. And we talked about the different product releases for a week. We had a subject on that we interviewed. This may have guests eventually. For right now, it's going to be just me. And I will admit, this at the time of this recording has not aired yet, but I recently appeared on Adam Korlick's Figure It Out cast, and just had a ton of fun podcasting again. Kind of got the bug, so wanted to do this. Frequency is to be determined at this point in time. I'd kind of like to do it once a week, really, but it's a matter of, is the content going to be worthwhile? Is there enough substance there to discuss? So that being said, if you guys have requests for topics that you want me to cover, news, things, anything that you want discussed here, roxsolidmail@gmail.com, hit me up, and we'll go ahead and we will, try to discuss it here. So we do have some news. We have the Xbox Series X, we have new Battlefront 2 DLC, and the Nintendo PlayStation is going up for auction. Let's start with the Xbox Series X as a non-Xbox fan. First of all, I think the Photoshop jobs people have been doing on this thing are hilarious, making it look like a refrigerator. I've seen someone who had put in like the ice machine and everything into it. Here's the interesting thing is basically anyone who's paying attention, there is zero reason to buy an Xbox One S or X right now unless you just absolutely 100% must have one. And the reason for that is Microsoft has already said full backwards compatibility with the original Xbox, the 360, the S, and the X. Unless you just absolutely must have one now, there's no reason to buy an Xbox One platform. I'm kind of glad. I was really tempted to pick up one of the Xbox One S bundles with Jedi Fallen Order. I'm glad I didn't. Especially now, too, you can get Jedi Fallen Order for $40 at the time of this recording. Next up, we do have, speaking of Jedi and Star Wars and such, we do have new Battlefront DLC for Battlefront 2 that ties directly into the Rise of Skywalker. I looked at it the other night. I haven't downloaded and purchased it. It's about $25, at least on the PlayStation. I don't know what it is on the Xbox. It looks to just be more maps, new characters, so on and so forth. I'm glad that a game that's over 2 years old at this point is still getting DLC. Paid DLC, but still DLC nonetheless. And then final news this week, and this one, I knew it was coming. I'm still not a fan of the fact that it is happening, but Terry Diebold has, who, if you don't know who he is the owner of the Nintendo PlayStation, and he has announced that the Nintendo PlayStation isn't going to be directly sold, it's going to be auctioned, and that'll be happening in February. I know, talking to Terry, I've played this system myself. It makes me sad because whoever buys it, unless there's someone like him, you're never going to see this thing on display again. You're never going to be able to play it again. I played it. I touched it. Unlike Adam Korlick, I did not lick it, and I did not put it on my nether regions. I understand why Terry is doing it. He's been traveling around with it for many years on his own dime, and that gets expensive for a while. Just going to the few conventions and whatnot that I do a year, that stuff's not cheap. So he's already announced that whatever it sells for, he's going to split between himself and his son. His son is really the one that kind of said, "Tad, do you know what you have here?" So I really hope they get a lot of bids. I hope they get a very high bid, and whomever winds up purchasing it, I hope they don't keep it under glass in a museum or something like that. I want to see this continue to be taken and made public, because that's one of the really cool things about that is Missouri Game Con. Not a small convention for those who go to it, but it's no Portland Retro Gaming Expo, it's no Midwest Gaming Classic, it's not too many games, but Missouri Game Con had this there. That's freaking cool. So that's going to do it for our news for this week. Now shipping, we've got some cool stuff, and one of which I've already got a video out on. Make sure you check it out. Metal Storm from Retrobit. There's two versions of it that are shipping. There's the collector's edition, and that's what we unboxed. There's also a standard edition, so if you don't care about like the minifig and whatnot, you can save yourself about $20, $25, I think it is, by going with the cartridge only. But if you do want to get that full-blown collector's version, they do have that available, and they're going to be available through Retrobit's website, CastlemaniaGames.com, and Limited Run Games. I was thinking live action games, but that's Adrian. Sorry. So make sure you check them out. And again, over on CastlemaniaGames.com, you've got Castle Cash, so the more you spend, the more you earn towards future rewards. RoXolid 10 for a 10% discount code on most items on the website. I don't think that it's applicable on the collector's editions. Try them in the cart. If they work, great. If not, well, you're not out anything. So Metal Storm is shipping. The Hyperkin Admiral N64 controller, that bad boy is now shipping too, in black and white. I'm supposed to be getting one for review. I haven't received one yet. I know I was talking to the folks at Hyperkin recently. There's one on the way. There is also one of the gold edition Superboys coming my way too. So keep an eye out for videos on both of those. And then also from Hyperkin is the Hyper Blaster. If you don't know what this is the adapter essentially that allows you to play Duck Hunt on a flat panel TV. Now, it's important to note, at least initial feedback and results, and again, I don't have one for testing yet, is that it only works on the Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt 2-in-1 cartridge. It doesn't work in the 3-in-1, and it doesn't work on the standalone. At least that's what I'm hearing. We are working on trying to get our hands on one of these to go ahead and check out. I do want to take a second too and thank everyone who took a moment and entered our 12 Days of Christmas contest. It was a lot of fun. I'm blessed and lucky that I get sent stuff for review, but after I'm done with the review, I don't want it to just sit there. I want you guys and gals out there to be able to basically join in and get some of these rewards that I'm getting as well. So I do want to thank everyone who did go ahead and respond. Those should be shipping by the time that you hear this episode. Other than that, things that are going to be upcoming, like I mentioned, we're going to be talking about geek culture on here on this podcast too. So we're going to be doing a series wrap-up on The Mandalorian for Season 1. We're getting ready for the last episode there. Picard, Star Trek Picard is getting ready to hit in early January on CBS All Access. There is a Countdown comic book series that I am hoping to get my hands on soon to read and, review isn't the right term, but kind of share that story to see where Picard is coming into this new series. I also want to give a shout out to a couple of other YouTubers as well and let you know you need to check these videos out. First and foremost, Norman, the gaming historian, has done another masterful job on just an amazing video on the history of Super Mario Bros. 3. Make sure you check it out. Norm did his Actually, I can't even say that he did his typical excellent job on this. This is probably the best gaming historian video I have ever seen, and Norm just produces great content, so definitely go and check this out. And on the nerdier side of things, my friend the Anti-Trekker, you've probably heard me talk about him before in other streams and whatnot. He has done a series of videos talking about the history of the Borg and the Collective. And in recent weeks, he's actually gone back and rethunk where he thinks the Borg came from and the Borg Queen. The Origins of the Borg Theory video, I don't necessarily agree with. It's an interesting take, but his latest one that he has is on the origins of the Borg Queen. Make sure to check that out if you have any interest whatsoever in Star Trek. Now, Star Wars, at the time of this filming, debuts tonight at midnight, and oh God, the rumors are true. All of them, at least from everything that I'm hearing. And that's not entirely true. There are rumors out there that supposedly the Falcon was supposed to get blown up and that Lando and Chewie and the droids were going to die. I'm not sure if that happens or not. I haven't seen it yet. I was really, really pissed off after The Last Jedi. Rian Johnson is a terrible filmmaker, a terrible storyteller, and he just took the canon that was Star Wars and took a big dump all over it and wasn't a fan. And I understand that J.J. Abrams, who basically took 50 years of Star Trek canon and dumped all over that in the Kelvin timeline, I'm not a J.J. fan either, has been tasked with cleaning up Rian Johnson's mess and basically going ahead and putting a coherent ending to this saga. Well, first of all, he doesn't do endings. Ask him. He's admitted openly, I don't do endings well. He's got this stupid ass mystery boxes that he loves to play around with. We have the social agenda of Lucasfilm. I can't call it Disney, because if you look at what Disney has allowed to happen in Marvel since buying that, they've essentially let Kevin Feige run Marvel Studios, and he's done a great job. There are some cringe moments. The girl power segment in Endgame, I didn't think it was bad. Brie Larson is just a not very good person, or at least not someone that I don't agree with her politics, let's just say. And even that, Captain Marvel was a serviceable movie. I didn't feel like I was getting beat down with social justice warrior banter. But Lucasfilm has gone completely like, men are bad, women are good. And the leaks that have come out, I mean, we've all heard that Palpatine is coming back. His coming back means the first 6 movies didn't mean and pardon my French here, didn't mean a fucking thing. Because the heroes, you have the hero's journey, the fall, the redemption. In those 6 movies, you have that happen. Well, if the rumors are true, and everything I'm hearing is the rumors are true, that it didn't matter because Rey is the chosen one. Rey is the one that the prophecy was talking about. And Rey is the last Skywalker because she just says at the end of the movie, my name's Rey Skywalker. No. Nope. And supposedly at the end of the movie, she's on Tatooine at the old Lars homestead. I wonder if she's cleaned up the charred bodies and whatnot from there, because the Empire destroyed that. If I remember in one of the shots, you can see a hole in the roof. So I just think that's no. I want to see it on opening night just because it's a Star Wars movie. At the same time, I don't want to give Lucasfilm my money for opening night. You know what I mean? Like, I partially want to go and pay for a ticket to another movie and then go in to go see Star Wars because I don't want to reward Lucasfilm. I am just... I will see it. I will probably only see it once. I'm really not looking forward to it, and that's sad. And that's what they've done to the Star Wars mythos. You want to watch good Star Wars? Go and watch The Mandalorian. That's decent. I have some issues with it, but it's decent. And my issues have nothing to do with like social agenda or anything like that. It's story related, and that's fine. I'm okay with not liking what they're doing with story or score or something like that. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on that. So look for a review of Rise of Skywalker eventually here on the channel. Speaking of which, upcoming videos. I do have quite a bit that I'm working on. Retrobit, I've got the Bluetooth reviews of the Genesis and the Saturn Bluetooth controllers. I am working on both of those. One of the things that's the trouble with both of those, not even the trouble, but something just to be aware of, and I wasn't aware of initially, is they don't come with a Bluetooth receiver out of the box. So I was thinking that I could, take the Saturn controller, plug it right into my Saturn, call it a day. Can't do that. There's a separate dongle for that. So what I've been trying to do is be able to capture footage off of my NVIDIA Shield TV Pro. And the controllers both pair perfectly. They work great on that system. The problem is I can't capture the footage because of HCDP or HDC. It's a copy protection thing. So I'm trying to find a way around that without having to resort to just shooting my TV with my camera. I don't like the way that looks. I know I had to do that with the videos for the... for the projectors. Got the point across, but still, not my druthers. In addition, the folks over at Retro Fighters message us and let me know that they are sending us one of the Brawler Gen 2-in-1s, and he gave me a list of the systems that it's going to work with, and oh yeah, I'm excited for this. I love my Brawler Gen for the Genesis Mini, and this looks to be everything of that, and then some where it'll actually work with the Saturn, the Genesis, the Master System, 32X, so on and so forth. Another video I'm working on is an update to our Who to Watch in 2019 video, Who to Watch in 2020, and I'm going to take it in a little bit of a different direction. In addition to talking about video game YouTubers, we're going to talk about some of the nerdy YouTubers too. Guys, Anti-Trekker doesn't need my help, but people who would normally watch his content. I do have several YouTubers that we're going to shout out there. Going to be between 5 and 10 channels that I will be recommending there. And finally, looking forward to 2020, I've had people ask me to do more reviews on clone consoles. The problem is there's only so many of them I can review, and I appreciate the fact that you all like those. So what I'm going to do is what I'm calling retro reviews, and that is I'm going to go back and I'm going to review retro consoles. So I'm going to do a review on the front loader NES, the top loader, the Super NES, the Super Famicom, the Sharp Famicom Twin, and try to give it my spin and take on it. I'm playing around with the idea of adding film effects where it makes it look like it's something from 1983. Have that kind of color palette and everything on the video. Have it be 4:3 versus 16:9. There are things like that that I am working on. Let me know what you think. And I will probably have a poll up on the YouTube channel at some point where you can vote on what you want to see me review. The first one, It's going to be on the NES, so we will go from there. So that's going to wrap it up for the first episode of RoXolid Radio. This is a little bit shorter than normal. I'd like to hit about 30 minutes. But this is kind of just planting the seed of what's going to be coming. If you do have comments or questions, as always, leave them down in the comments section here on YouTube. We will have this posted there. You can always email me, roxsolidmail@gmail.com. Hit me up on Twitter at RoXolid Studios, Facebook at facebook.com/RoXolid Productions, and Instagram at instagram.com/RoXolid Productions GK. Don't forget to head on over to CastleManiaGames.com. Check out the new releases. Make sure you sign up for his newsletter. That way you are kept the most up to date. He does have the Castle Cash like we talked about earlier, and that promo code RoXolid10. Now, if you do sign up for the emails, he does put a promo code in there for 15% off. Something to kind of keep an eye out there too. Working on some new merchandise over on the Teespring store. We will have it on screen here for those interested. For some reason, the NES cartridge shirts are not on the page, so we've got to go ahead and get those uploaded and get those added again. And then I've mentioned this a couple times in other videos. YouTube sucks. Let's just put it out there. YouTube is just... I wish there was another platform to be on. And we are actually now multi-streaming to both YouTube and Twitch at the same time. It's twitch.tv/RoXolid Productions, I think is the link. I will have that in the description of this video. But we are also working on, and I lost my thought there as far as, YouTube being terrible. Make sure to, not just me, but other YouTubers that you like, make sure that you've subscribed to them, that you're still subscribed. I've had many people tell me that subscribed, back when we were under 500 subscribers, and just within the last 30 days, tell me that they were unsubscribed. Well, make sure that you go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. That way you are kept up to date with everything that we've got going here. When we do update and upload new videos, new content, you're kept the most up to date, and you do get an alert. And also when we live stream too. So let me know what you guys think, what you want to hear moving forward in future videos. And in the meantime, I am Gary. This has been RoXolid Radio for December 2019, week number 3. It's what is it? Today is the 18th? Yeah, it's got to be the 18th because tomorrow is the 19th, the day that's oh, they're going to screw up Star Wars. Well, they've already screwed up Star Wars. Thanks, Ryan Johnson. Anyways, this has been Gary with RoXolid Radio. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I hope to see you soon.